And hello, I'm ALANCOOK, the proud owner of the Dion. So happens to be stuck in the corner over here, and this is the Mona Lisa, the younger of a lady. And when she grew up, this is what she became. She became the older Mona Lisa right here, being serenaded. I have nearly 800 YouTubes now, and I'm going to jump right into it. In this painting of mine, is a lost painting of Leonardo da Vinci, is an X-ray, and this X-ray is of the Mona Lisa. And I have well over 4,000 images such as that I have proof that my painting exists in the Mona Lisa. Now, I'm going to show you my man's shoes. You see my man's shoes right here? His shoes are in the Mona. I'm going to show you how well hidden. Also, I'm going to show you the words that spell out Sali that's written in the same as mine. Now, we're going to be talking about this particular area right here that had to be changed in color of this color. But first, let's do the easy one. If you take a look, this is the X-ray of my painting. It's a portion. This is his face, and this is the part body. This is only the section that so happens to be that of when it's turned. This is the top of his head, and it's here, which is this area, turned 90. You can see the sloop of the hat. The sloop of the hat, okay, gives the nose, and he's here. It's written out Sali, S-A-L-A-I. Now in the Mona, it's written Sali also. Many different ways, constantly. But this is her arm, all super blown up. But this is one of the tricks that he does. Now, if you take a look, this is an S. Okay, this is an S. This is a A. This is a L. This is an upside down A, and this is an I. If you wanted to go again, he has another S floating through here. He has another A floating right through here. He has another L that he shares throughout here, this L. And then he has another A that floats here and another I. What basically he runs an S over an S over an A over and back and forth, back and forth. He is an ism of addiction of his love. Okay, then on top of that, he shows his man's shoes. And out of that, I'm going to show you where it lies. When you take the Mona Lisa and you overlay my painting over the top, you can see when you see the curvature of his body, when he lies over and he's here and he floats. I'll move it. You see where his shoes are? Right in the same arm area of what we're talking about. It goes right here, his shoes. Okay? So now you know where his shoes are. And this is the area of his shoes. Now, when let me see if I got my piece back here. Nope. That means I have to use the same one. Let's see if I can do this. It's remembrance. I mean, it's difficult with him. You can see all the S's. S, A, L, and then he has his A, I. He's constantly writing his love. He's got an S here sideways. That's the way Leo. You got an A in here. He's constantly writing his name. So I got to pull this down because I got to get my bearings. I mean, he's that tricky. And then I take my man and put him back up here. Okay. Okay. You see these bright ones, right? That's where the words are. Of course, the other ones. But you see this right here that comes down to light green, goes. You see the light green comes and goes because he goes across. That is his shoe. Watch. Perfect fit. Perfect fit. Fits perfect there. Then you slide it over here, scoot it on down because he makes his image move. I'll show you the little movement. Let's see if we can see the side shoe out of it. I don't know if we can. And right there again. Now, if you take a look, here's his side shoe, right? So that means it kicks in here. So that means the other one, when it's over here, will kick over here. So he's really got that one buried. But watch, sometimes you can cheat. Or I cheat. I try to cheat as much as I can in the sense to get out what's in there. That's the only way. You can. There's his shoes. See his shoes show up more in the darkness? Okay? He's constantly doing the shoes. The thing with Leo, it's not just here he lies the shoes. He lies the shoes almost anywhere you can imagine. I've shown it to you before on my other YouTube. He just prior to this, I showed you where the heel was and how it rolled. He is an addicting individual. Let me reduce this down. This was supposed to be really short too. I've had my person, changing the subject, be right here, right inside this, and then keeps on growing. You can see how it keeps on growing. If you have artist in knowledge in you, it's overlays on top of overlays. And I don't see how anybody can take something like this. Oh, okay, something like this, and then you overlay it. See? And there it fits. That's the way Leo is. He's everywhere with her. He gives her, see his mustache? He gives her eyebrows with his mustache. And then when he gets lowered, he gives her that smirk on her face when he kisses her. And it continues. I could tell you why she smiles, why she has no eyebrows. She's constantly being made love. And here's a perfect example. Right here you can see a shadow. It's actually got a person aiming down. And he's on an angle through this way. This is a body of a person running through the backside with an eye and a nose and a mouth of the mountains, looking up. This man is womping on top of this. Okay? And that's one of his loves, one that he's doing. When you actually get further down in here, which is always, it's happening the same. A person laying here and this one on top womping. And he gives this motion like a car going down the road. with the markings back behind it like it's really flying. When you take the Mona and you turn the Mona 90 degrees, you get the same again. Let me show you. This is just one of the indications, but it's different in a sense. Okay. You got a person here, and it lays across this way, and you got a person here. And you can see, here's the person, here's the person, here's the person, here's the person. And they're making love on an angle. When you flip it again, I had these in my YouTubes a lot better in sight. I'm only winging this real quick just to let you know what's out there. Okay, and he's got the same thing again. Okay, on the opposite side, he's constantly between here. It's like one laying on top, teeter-tottering, 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 and even in the middle. Okay, they do it. That's why she's so happy, and she's constantly writing his name. Leonardo da Vinci is an extremely talented man that was in love with another man or men. And out of that, if you follow nearly 800 YouTubes and well over 4,000 images, you will find that this is not just a painting. This is a diary. It was sent around. Leonardo da Vinci died, okay? And when he died, his loved ones passed this around and they signed it in code so small. Now, I have no idea how they did it so small, but all I know is it's there and you can't shoot the messenger. Smaller than pixels. And out of those pixels, it's got rest in peace written forward and backwards in RNP, PNR, and love, and Sali, and Melzi, and Pepe, and I even got Michelangelo's signature in here, and he swore he wouldn't sign a thing after he did David. And it's not spelled like you think. You have to really look it up to even see, because when I saw it, I says, that's not how you spell Michelangelo. I had to actually write it down and then look on the internet and find out that it was correct. These guys are super geniuses and super purity of hearts. It was a bond beyond like your best friend dog and your beautiful wife and children. I mean, they were super glued together, and you cannot break the oath. Like we watched movies of the theory of, of the way that military men trust their the one by their side. I mean, you gotta depend, and they did, and they hid their love. They were afraid to show their love by it being exposed in the painting, so they micro-imaged a lot of it, and then some of it, it is plain to see, but it takes many years to try to break their code to know that it's plain to see. These guys were so smart. For instance, ABC 1, 2, 3. That is a paint by numbers. And paint by numbers, okay, let's get into this. Okay, paint by numbers. You get into these little doodads and you'll have an S, you'll have a 1, you have a 4. So let's just say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? Make it easy on you. And so this same area, when you overlay it on the Mona, this is mine, it won't be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. it'd be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay? And the reason is that he would know not to duplicate the same color with the clear over the top. And if he didn't have a memory to remember that he used 1 on mine and 2 on the other, and then he goes to do the lady with an ermine, he can't use 1 and 2 in those areas. He's got to use 3 or whatever other numbers he wants. What's the great part about it? Let's say you forget. He kept the Mona all the time. His answer's in the Mona. He's just got to pick it up and look. And if you look in it, he has these numbers. And the Mona has these numbers. Watch. Let me see if I can find that numbers for you. It's very, very, very difficult to find the numbers. But let me see if I can find them for you. For instance, okay, I'm not even there. Here's like a C, and here's like an N. But when you get over to here, okay, well, here's a 4. Here's a sideways 5 that he also bleeds into an S. Every single one of these is probably got hundreds, just this little spot, hundreds if not thousands of images through the builds. And out of each number and layer that shows up is different out of each layer. So underneath this 4 might be a 7. So what you see is a 4, and then you'll see a partial 7. And then under that you may only see a 1. And then out of that 1 you may see an M coming out of that 1. On the next, here's a sideways 6. But you can break that to make it look like a G on each layer. This guy was tricky. He has drove me nuts. And you can hear it out of me. You can see that is nothing. Because when you get over to here and it was face, because this has the same numbers on my face of my woman. Let me see if I can even find it. Look, see all these little images? Normally they are art along with numbers and letters. Here's a number 4 again. Here's like a 4 that turns into a V. I just didn't want to lose you. I'm still on the record side. Okay, so he's got these numbers in here that actually drive you crazy. You ever knew that she had a scar on her chin? And there's people in the boat and all kinds of things. And if you also take a look, you'll find out that not only does he have that, if you take the signature out of my individual painting, which is this, I'll use this one instead because it's darker to help. But this picture right here, okay, when you overlay it like over her mouth, okay, and you tilt it the right way, it actually is her mouth. This is the signature I pulled out of the Dion. Okay, so he paints, see, he paints under his layers and he signs his name. So when you open this up even bigger, it fits here. It fits within the shadows. It fits in the mouth. It fits within the nose. This guy with the stick ends up in here. He ends up in here, in here. And he keeps building this thing. This guy copies worse than a Xerox. And he does it, look at that. That's a perfect match. And if you take a look at this guy, you take a look at this guy and this guy, you can see these shadows of where the guys go. You can see this hockey looking stick, how it kicks over here. And then when you open it up more, you can see him over here and you can see him over here. And then if you open up real big, you can see how he goes even further and he goes into the hair. The man was an habitual copy machine. And with that in mind, it took me to where I think I only have half my hair on my head left after dealing with this guy. I was out there. I mean, trying to get into the mind of a genius was pretty good. I not bad for a guy who's automotive man, but you know, I fix almost anything, and I had the love and compassion and to write a book called Passion of Love. You know, no matter what, all I got to say now is that I really like you guys, I really do, but I'm having a little problem, and that's figuring out how to get you guys to subscribe. I don't know what's so difficult about hitting the subscribe button or passing it to your friend. I'm being straight and honest with you guys. I didn't hide any of this stuff. I didn't make any of this stuff up. None of this stuff is false. These are facts. These are facts. Look at, he even's got Sali starting to write here again with an S. He had it all written through here and hidden. He's got his lover everywhere, and it spells love and hearts everywhere if you take a look at that stuff. He was constantly a pure love person. And with that, I got to say, listen, I am pure loved in the sense of wanting to do things right, and I won't lie for a penny. And what I'm showing you is from my heart